Joining me now to discuss is conservative Harriet Hageman. Good to see you, Congresswoman. You heard our preamble. The government has proven it can't be trusted with this power of FISA. Couple that with no real punishment for those who betrayed our people, who stuck the knife in the back of our people by abusing this law. Why are you a no on FISA?
Well, what you're getting to is accountability. And what I enjoyed about listening to your preamble is laying out the constitutional foundation for where we are. We need absolute reform of FISA. I would support FISA reform. I would support the bill if we have a warrant requirement and we have constraints on the FBI and their ability to use FISA against American citizens. So I'm not necessarily opposed to FISA in its entirety, but I'm absolutely in support of much needed reform. If we can't get that reform, I will vote against it.
Sure, and some of the reform, if I may be so bold to suggest, Congresswoman, maybe if you're caught abusing FISA as a member of the government, you get a mandatory 10-year prison sentence and all of your benefits are wiped off the books and you can never hold a government job again. That's just a suggestion. Meantime, as Alejandro Mayorkas, the impeachment
Those are some of the provisions.
Saga. Yes, ma'am. The impeachment continues to drag on. You're an impeachment manager. I wanted your thoughts on yet another delay in sending the impeachment articles over to the Senate. In a statement, Speaker Johnson saying, quote, to ensure the Senate has adequate time to perform its constitutional duty, the House will transmit the articles of impeachment to the Senate next week, end of quote. Congresswoman, it's been 2 months since Mayorkas was impeached. Isn't this just another delay tactic by a class of, air quotes, Republicans who really don't have, I don't know, the heart to bring accountability to Democrats who are doing such harm to this country?
Well, that concerns me, and I was asked a question earlier this week when I was doing kind of a roundtable with folks, and the question was, why has it taken so long? I think that's a legitimate question from the American people. Mayorkas was impeached by the House because he has blatantly violated the law. He needs to be held accountable by the Senate by allowing us to go forward with the trial and convict him. The fact is, he's one of the most lawless cabinet members probably in U.S. history. He took an oath to uphold the Constitution and to defend the United States from America, from enemies both domestic and foreign. Yet he has allowed over 10 million illegal aliens to invade our country, and he is doing so specifically for political reasons. The man needs to be held accountable, and we can only do that if we are allowed to go forward with this trial.
Yes, and you know, part of me, Congressman, I do want to see justice done, but there's also a part of me that hopes that Chuck Schumer just tries to shove this under the rug the way the government's been trying to do everything else. It would show the American people just how crooked and corrupt the Democrats are, no?
Well, that would be absolutely corrupt. In the 21 impeachments that have taken place in U.S. history, the Senate has held a trial on every single one. So it would be absolutely unprecedented for Schumer to not allow a trial to go forward, but it would be just further evidence of the level of corruption and cover-up that we are experiencing here in Washington, D.C. I always say that sunshine is the best disinfectant, and what we need is to shine a light on what is going on here so that the American people can make a choice in November whether they're going to allow these despots and dictators to continue to control our country, or we're going to take our country back and put America first.